ye ne nase ne be nyame na ya bomode anso apem akoyenim say send the TV ano we have to win these elections for mother Ghana enti no e be ko so apem akoyenim.
Right, nano memenda kwasi that demonstration be called. So who say must start raise concern be concern yedin.
Oh, I think say enye o sha so tie pa na follow news you'd realize say almost everybody is raising concerns against their economy. Say yet your mind muna ye nyina ye wo o mind baako. Na ye pese ye cheche mind no. And you agree with me, say whatever it is, no Ghana ni bi on person new person on mind ebo ana on mind be say na yemra ya cheche no so say utubi nya ho kwan eye demonstration and protest bi a ope it is a when nya ho akonya na wo ye demonstration na de di kan aden ne say wo demonstration no eye how ana you see akwan ema other citizens. Because you see, right now, and I'm running my right second demonstration. So I'm running so the mommy right to say,
of course.
And see, it becomes quite difficult when you share some of the visuals are protesters are block a choir or more catch it, mammy for Colanin Penufua, Ubu Oko Hospital, Ubu Kodidra, no catch and say, Sabi, and you back one sure say Sabi, Abua. Say. I don't know we be jina ewiem na ye protest na also be dwane e dey so mo di traffic no abre di traffic no abre next time ba be dwane na anya bia me ba wo o man na ewo mu no ye wo mbre bi e kire se me miracles me ye protest so bia be ka me ho ana mbre bi e kire se wo ye protester e say by force ye na be ka ho adenti na wo protester wo ye no sebe se to aso mu ana se e to me maso ma be dwane wa na me boa so ye protester man be dwane wa. Why do you block roads and insist to say it's say man ba be ka ho nti o ma life aye unbearable mama and this is the same group of persons that almost say ye protest and be a Ghana be konim what's a contradiction and that's why I keep saying say these are in fact they are plain criminals.
Wow.
Because only police for gina ho protected properties lives including mo ankasa mo ye demonstration na se moko kopem omo pipi wona mo ne omo DSC na se utumi wura police for car mu eyi safoa na udi dwane na se why wadwen say wo shebufu na police dey nsa kan on nsa kokan na bi basa ide aba and see the reason why this gentleman Oliver Nakasa I think say ye man too much there be say sabi nipa bebre ewo problems over the number one ha hu and I must be very honest with you because you know what this was the first time
yeah.
And if you want share the plot no anytime obeka say okoye protest no the objective and say we protest him say news obenya fi protest him say police for the menya akasa I don't know if you
attention seeker
every time bia obekọ abonten so okoye protest no news are opefri ni protest ni mu nya at the corporate into corporate joti we why protest ayaya ba obisa Ghana ni bia say even the oye ni sisi and the who protest no ye kra Ghana for brain what Ghanaians are hearing is say
what's illegal mining demonstration?
Illegal mining demonstration blocked 37 military hospital. In any case, what a demonstration? That's a genuine demonstration. That's a baby. But why should you do it to inconvenience everybody? To the extent that I saw a gentleman here on no more argument say, "Me mami yare, me the neighbor hospital my block why are you doing this?" I was even thinking say. And Komenya Badayam Paka say, oh, Besenko, Omokachen say, na, what but down Ghana for baby, Baku and I. Oh, yes, those videos are all there. I can give them to you for you to play. The gentleman be done demonstration be your cahono. The Trump and that's what he said on live TV and recorded on video. Now, Maminka was MB. When him say about a week or two ago, NDC for your demonstration. What's a basabasabi? So the point is that there is absolutely nothing wrong with our democracy. There is absolutely nothing wrong with our policing system. There's something wrong with this group of persons. Because this is the same group of persons some 6-7 months ago. I'm called the same spot. This is the same gentleman who be trying to say national security for be fine baby so my man is car no evidence for video say audio one from badam. So how come say Obi a was person who push here from democracy hub nkwa de okwa bonte so okwa demonstration na o hye nkrofo properties e hye nkrofo japade na mum omo ka wo ho no omo so kwa demonstration omo tumi ye demonstration abasabasa bia anyeden emba indeed if ankaba a week or two ago NDC for your demonstration kabasabasa bi baya anka you nebetu akasa there's a pattern. But if you want, check the last 2-3 years demonstrations are nyina na ko check say which of those demonstrations are in the last 2-3 years in the basabasa this same group of persons. I can tell you that within the period of say 24 months NDC for a protest demonstration by 4. These same guys on my demonstration by 5. None of the NDC demonstration had any problem by omo nante ya NDC for nante ya call Jubilee House enim ho at the petition a command deputy chief of staff. They've done like twice or 3 times. Recently there's almost saying yebium but could be some year war your friend is saying circle nante bar a Jubilee House there. So the question is that how come say every other group a protesting demonstration but this same guy and his group, and you see anytime he's on demonstration he doesn't concentrate on the demonstration also on Twitter not on incite. So what he does is that once the demonstration is ongoing he goes about taking videos and pictures and sharing it on Twitter to incite people. Ask yourself, who said day one will be anti some demonstration? Day one also be anti some demonstration be day one. It's because day one we need the needed attention. That day two be clearly that is what because day one obi anti until some started some TMP before flags any posters friends billboards are already jatum. So why do you go on a protest against Galamsey and go and burn something on the street? Say may a demonstration for whatever and then me Wall Street na ma kwatete billboards na ma tete posters na me di jatum na ma park me truck in the middle of the road I block all other citizens omukwa about their duty. And you want to understand why you have only 10-20 people on the street supporting you? Bisa won say I didn't tell you your demonstration 2 weeks ago we had thousands of people supporting you. Now we had demonstration we nipa 20 pe. Na nipa 20 no you want to cause chaos for the entire country? And in the name of democracy, until you may say me to be car, that's a me cottage 7 military hospital. Why should I not be able to access the hospital because you are demonstrating? Demonstrate and let me also go to the hospital. Who has stopped them from demonstrating? Why in pan and stop you so demonstrating? But why are you blocking me? Why? I didn't see that we see me. Why didn't I see your more car?
Obi on the right. And yes. What when you are right, I demonstrating the Obi so nya.
Actually, me demonstrate. I made demonstrate. 2016 I call demonstration almost share so good so boy a friend say mponko dua boy ye ne ade say you Ghana ni bia na baby ye na ade ye ho na ye na wogide obi mu na yakoy me boa woni woni pa 20 no 20 of you no mo so mo believe in bibi na mo call demonstration. Why should you inconvenience everybody? Why should you cause problems? Na bibi ayam yan say demonstration am ye no so muni police for agree on bibi na police for mounting roadblocks nti wo ba police for director na maami ewie ba kwa mehwe maami a oba wa bedu baby no video so metum dia wono mabo wa ba bedu baby a asiso okọ nanim na mu gina nanim block ne se ye ma nko aboa sebe aboa ye ma nko next time ne ye demonstration ba join o ye demonstration da sebe nyansa wo mansan ke ne wa ba join no na in any case demonstration a wo ye no crampo no e bi mpo na nyansa wo m am nyanka ma join no ba suban bone ne akwan bone a mo fa so amoye e be den no bi etumi ade na background so mamedi mochi and the attention-seeking antics. Now, me honestly, me bog Ghana police abaso because any year kase ya obian cap Ghana police asemi. It is simply because of that high level of emotional intelligence.
But say
in the face of provocation,
honorable sir, police forecast say you be calling say ya near soft, no mind yet little bit harder, and pose potential danger. There be 2 days to elections. There be
say no matching. Say yeah no matching. So much no. You can provoke them, you can insult them, you can burn vehicles, you can destroy properties, but emrano anybody. You see, me supporting Ghana police a come fast or comport on say. We have seen plenty. On Casa and say some 2 or 3 months ago no mu bia. Police for Chen or not the police is well almost say police for Boya to So the police were trying to and you see for the first time go and check social media. A lot of people are for the first time seeing through these people. because the name of provoke your police for ankasa from Monsan Common. Ghana for you know Sakwe Sabi Adjono Kremi say come kakra. No, because clearly, see, anybody I work school, do a check.
He's a lawyer.
Sabranton I school, I could do a check. Lawyer Mua, to me, raw police operational vehicle, Eko Yiki. Now, I just said that sheepishly, or dear car, or the police car key, Jania. Clearly, Sabi, I think there's something wrong with his mental state. Men can't that out. And you may find Diagro. You better come back. That is something wrong with that gentleman. Because why? Do you demonstrate? And some me to MPP. See, I see a demonstration. Say a quiet demonstration. My friends on making.
Yeah.
And I be forcing on making.
David.
Now say and this for demonstration. Who say me could be? Say you made so media do some person me call. But why? Why do you want to drag all of us into it? Why are you destroying properties? What has with demonstration now work on? What to do with property now? What's saying?
National Youth Organizer Sikrom say Baker-Vormawor say party Noma. Now your position of the party now.
Yes. We support him 100%. 100%. Now say me say me wo me japa de bi ko down say na ma be boma de ho bai. You supported 100%. Absolutely 100%. And even as a follow up to their police for we in the party, I'm encouraging say we should sue him because he's on video holding party property. And the party should see him to pay for it.
Me baso see Asase pon 107.3 Facebook live who bet me join and videos ni bi e probably e bia na untimi enhwe ye unnim komo ayedi who bet me ahwemrika e na Vormawor wo tusa no police foki e na wakotu no dimrika e de ko. Then it's my honorable yanko.
Inti media, to be very honest with you, I think that these are the real enemies of the state. My boyfriend Nankasankasa any. Nothing. I say you concerns. She dan saying me call enuma pepem. My grandfather was village we or enuma pepem say friend Jabo. I used to river ejina iswa ye kosa edukofie ekonom. Ewo village wo. Ene yesa edukonno koku ase bare. Ayedi. And Nancy am quite occasion in Sweeney aye tete se milka. In a high.
And then I'm a corner, I think Galamsey corner.
You see, Galamsey corner, it's because of a choir your first one. Ye de dealing with the Galamsey situation. And me, my view, which I have shared publicly, and say, Galamsey, it is every other social canker. Galamsey to say, oh my, and our community now when you're cocaine addiction. And now when we addiction, and now when deviant children ewokrum sana Galamsey na kwakwe because Galamsey no eye bone eye illegal eye crime to say every other crime obey obetumi adwe ho. There's no difference between Galamsey and armed robber because Galamsey no also committed the same crime na armed robber near den e commit no. Now the point here is this: so person will solve social canker wo de niema mienu ekabum who enforce emrano whilst at the same time we get the friend mindset reorientation because obi ho a wasoro no pay a wako pit mu a oye Galamsey onwe ho kranti asem posa de no oye no e affect other communities o I know say the American want to say nti ne dia no say wasoro akotena e friend saying excavator mu na odi tu anwea nti we need to reorient their minds as well and let them understand the negative impact that they no e wo on us and our survival going into the future. But the problem is this: abayko na oko pamo Galamsey for FPT mu soldier for kochi omo ye de eja eto omo chamfan mu ye de eja eto excavators mu ye bubi ye sizie bi noma ye wo ye friend say community mining schemes ye de water guards aba omo na munso so hwe we yesa no ma nyina awia na unya the opposition party and you see in all of these things ade bakwaya me ya for the entire week maka ni say maintain say media houses more kan ho asem say the biggest opposition party no eko mining pit ni be ye Galamsey no okọ Galamsey no odira ho no ne Galamsey fo ni no waka che say safo yi MPP amanyuko ye ne omo tata mo de soja fo ba ha tata mo yi omo nim say Galamsey no politics ene Ghana e kra beto Galamsey na mo de mamon kasa mon kama ko manto mo yem mon to abama John Dramani Mahama ene ne parliamentary candidate ogina ha no na da mo beto abama John Mahama e bobo se wewi no sada no mo nyina mo sambre hala mo meto
no mo aso aba abontia be kasa nsuo sei
sambre no okasa asem no na Tony Obeng e former Minerals Commission CEO omo say papa yo gina we friend Tony Obin say moto abama MPP na John Mahama be yo mampani a sa papa ya na e be sanso de na kwakotena ho
na wasi agya mo mo say sensu no
na ohye mo bo say moto abama no kwa Minas Commission boss a obegya mo na mo aye mo adwuma me a me gina he me ye mo parliamentary candidate mo ni say adwuma me ne mo ana ye nti ebaba ne say na moto abama me a ma be tata mo say munja mo adwuma ye moto abenti MPP onua in the year 2020 elections
and when I come back say
esa na nado dan kwa Akufo Addo ntokwa a ode esa otuye ewo fenese galamsey fo so nti ukọ mining areas na ye lusu ho nyina
enti hu aka mo
ehun kan ye
that means you ntimi fight galamsey
ehun kan ye but what it means is that sebe enye edu samde ya ye kwa abatu no na NDC fo eba be kire se na ye preachi won fi ashawo line embe preachi me won kwa ashawo line anado na de eche no pa o ma me preach me se wo no wo betra radio so ne TV so a na waka che Ghana fo nyina se MPP mpenifo na eye galamsey se galamsey wo firi ho a na wako galamsey site wo na wako she galamsey site fo no kutupa na ane bia ukọ ho no kọto MPP peni bi ho na waka kire mo se omuntu abanti aye na wo ba mo ma ye galamsey na wasi abetra radio so se MPP fo na eye galamsey. How do you win any social canker with such a divided front? Onia, how do you win any social canker with such a divided front? It is obisa me ade ba ko a ama ntokwa yakutia galamsey aye dempa enam NDC fo so bantia. You ubetimi aka ne se na obesi aka ne bia de ameka na enokra. De tie de ameka na enokra ne se chame strategy ba ko aka eseso mampeni na nadan kwekufare ne MPP yusu in the fight galamsey omu yusu ye.
But miracle, so when you brisa wo fight galamsey na NDC for propaganda ni namu a what stops you?
Say I'm robber say wo man mu. Hwe sorry do wo man we mu. Na hwe kasa ya kaseti am robbery. Na hwe the risk against am robbery. Hwe police station do wo man we mu. Na hwe police for do wo man we mu. Am robbery jai. That's why I keep telling you that galamsey no a crime like any other crime you can think of. Until when you are fighting it, you must fight it from all angles. So while fighting from all angles, that's why we lose one side of it, like we are experiencing with the NDC's a negative impact now. It becomes a fruitless effort. Because oko kwose chamfa na oche excavator na okope. Na wase ma me the man ye dangerous kwani say o man peni dada John Mahama. Oni ye kwa akensi abatu emu. We bi na no gina campaign platform akase ono obaye o man peni a omo a omakwa galamsey a ya chi omo. Amra ni omo di omo da prison obeje omo na omakofie. So be num cocaine. That's what people jai cocaine. First of all, emrane say unum cocaine e bone e crime boa. Nti emrane be chew. But say wo de emrane chi nipa no. Na wo de nipa no okosa abiem the next day. Obesi akonom because addiction.
Yes.
Na mom say wo chi nipa na wo ma ne kasa kire. Wo de ne go through a certain therapy. Na we ma na adwen sachira na fe okoba ka onye de onkokoye biem. But in a situation where wo chi nipa no wie na no kwahye dem a na obi foforo gya ne nche se ye menja kosonom enfie no udum ya won se we gya nom na wo de to abetia no me ma ho kwa na wa de obeye. You can never win against such a situation. Never. We cannot continue to pretend. Now the area and say so oka galamsey ho asem se na make ni ya ade achi ya na yeso ye galamsey ya me fie kuapem late
o ka ho asem aye so kan
o nya kan ade achi ya so ye galamsey me fie late kuapem na me fie no ye ebo na pai me swa kete 7-8 years na me pai bo eton late Methodist primary school obi oni me bi anim say ye na pai bo e disi late Methodist primary school gold I friend gold raw gold me fa me ni hu bi pen enso sebe wadaro mama dwen ye adwuma eti se me hu ade na e a metumu se ade na e eye bi nso a metumu se e bi nti obi ntumi force me nche me de amenka me say there is no way wo bebe Germany ma ka chem say you are fighting against galamsey without me having evidence say you are condemning the former president and the NDC and what they are doing in the galamsey pit. If not for anything, in the last 20 years omanpenim bi eniwa we show commitment to the fight against galamsey ese na Danko Akufo Addo the empa na aka ese na nando ya onye wahye excavators or the soldier for mining pit akoche galamsey yes or the amako court. He's prosecuted more galamsey than any government has done in recent times. Was setting up community mining schemes to move these young people from the pit so they can go into safe and appropriate mining. Then okay say you be for the National Alternative Livelihood Program. I don't know. Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources develop seedlings, oil palm seedlings, coconut seedlings, and so many others. No, they are my young people say munja galamsey no na mundua we na eso aba munyam adwuma munyam sika ye den endi enti dey ade ba ko ben na aka na dan Akufo-Addo into me here. What it means is that what we have to do now is to sit back, analyze the situation and ask ourselves, say, with all these things that Nana Akufo-Addo putting in place, a ban is saying, and I still like that's what this difficulty and this challenge. Then clearly it points to one thing. It points to the fact that in the fight against this crime, you have the biggest political party as we speak in the mining areas encouraging the people to mine. Then it comes to mind, say,
few days to elections.
We have the leader of the biggest opposition party encouraging these galamseys and telling them, say, Monko soyam galamsey, ye chemwa, me ba, me yimu frimu, na me de maba, na me de mutu sa eden amamo. Na obi sense adeti na oka so say mpanimfo ne campaigns na e wo ho no ye gya omo e na nketenkete na ye chi omo na be sense aba. Say enedumre yi, am robbers insia, ekoye robbery, e wo bi fie. Na se ye chisa am robbers ensia no emu nan a ye bisom say mo han na ye pani. Na so oka say ye pani ne kwa, o say na maminja mo na monko, na menko chese mo pani no. What kind of leader is the former president? And so, if I haven't heard you, say maintain say who condemn the former president, and then the kasa fin and the kasa basa basa, and then the leaders no more mining pit, no more encouraging galamsey, so more galamsey now. Man catch himself as stopping galamsey. What it means is that you are pursuing a political agenda, knowing very well, say, and another Akufo-Addo should ban small scale mining. Yem banning small scale mining, near banning small scale mining now. What is that 2018 you're banning small scale mining? You're banning small scale mining for almost a year and a half.
Basuna.
What is that half in one of the highest production in gold? Because that's free him. Now when the catch us more yet, a friend is saying galamsey, almost small scale miners. Okay, say small scale licenses do mama. If you want to stop an illegality, you license people to do the appropriate mining.
But yeah, supervision and monitoring cost.
Obia or your small scale mining bia our regulations that's all the eduma. And so you have the supervision and monitoring happening. But like I said, why in a year there a yakete? Why in the dibone wabra police in the air no? It's clearly no a sumasi dwan omo yeden omudi. And as we beat them, as we seize their machines, as we burn the machines, it is not enough. We need to continue the social mindset, the social reorientation, and the mindset readjustment. But the year we na say omo a say no mo chiche oman no e hye omo kutu pa e be de na we omo tumi adan etie no mo jai. As obi ye weed na so onjai weed na mama sija na dada akoto weed a chiche ama no. Mama sija na dada akoto weed no na chiche ama no. Ujiri so betumi jai. And nobody is talking about this. What the Bible say, hey, Jai, this is for some kind of baby. Now, what's a man quad? The man, I'm mature, your money be into me, Mamma Qua. What's a Mamenka? Why shouldn't I say it? You have civil society, quiet. You have you, the media, quiet. You have religious bodies, quiet. Everybody is quiet. I'm going to understand another way. Shame Oman Penny Bakwa in the last 20 years. What Kunk Galamsey, as in another Akufo-Addo. Oman Penny on Oppressor, Yansan to Oman Oman Pendada. Na Bresso, and a Galamsey, a Yehun and near two, so much as you, so your way. Oman Penny Rollins up and Penny for not Galamsey who. But I Galamsey no. Omoko Anglo good. And go field for sight. Omako Sisa, Omani and B. Omabe wash it. Near Galamsey was so.
Na champagne
2010 and 2011 and a champagne. Any Swomo Galamsey shas here over my way. Oman Penny John Domani Mahama. And to me and constant to the extent say the minister Honorable Mahama Yariga ebe kache ye nyina say ebe ya anka Galamsey fight no they should give up. They should give up. Now, on Shesenia Galamsey, a kona kwakoyena, a so deep to the extent that there is no way they can fight it. Nemum, anke betumia, anka they should regulate illegal mining. Regulate illegal mining. When were they illegal, they regulated that. But that is what they said. That is how bad it was under their government. And let me blow your mind. Oman Penny and Akufo-Addo. The inaugural speech, yes, when he ended. That was when he spoke about the fight against Galamsey and how he was going to commit himself to fight the Galamsey kanka. Intanya bia se Galamsey na sha se na Akufo-Addo ambreswa adenti and all kasa the first time I yes when you know Galamsey asem. it tells you that before we came to office, this bad practice was there. And what the Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has been doing all this while is to put in place all the mechanisms he can to fight this canker. If still we are having challenges and difficulties in fighting it, what you do is to come together as a people and say, upon all these things we have done, a kwan ben ebe faso and I kwan foforo ben e wo ho a e see to be faso na to be stopping this canker. Now one yen sa na sa wo de wotu ani esi nipa ba akoso e na tem bia na wo boni panechi tem bia na wo boni panechi wo boni panechi no so no na wo akure ya nso wo galamsey site a wo ka che galamsey for some ye galamsey wo ye nipa boni wo ye man boy for
flip flopping. But as you feel what I can, Asase 107.3, Asase 98.5, I will Kumasi in Ashanti region, Asase 99.7 were Tamale in the northern region, Asase 100.3 were Cape Coast in the central region. Facebook Live, Asase 107.3. What's up, line? Are you ready? We're doing show to media, baby, Brenafe, Yakin Ede, Amal, someone on up here, yeah, Payina, Wapping, our Bambumu, and also ha, and anybody in common affair, Yashe. Few days to elections and a spontaneous demonstration at Air Coso. So then you bet me, a pursuit danger be an threat to be an position of Ghana Police Service at saying, you bet home como and enumerate our Asasipa 107.3 at Umpine Jumadi. So what's up line on A 059 417 777 me patro 059 415 7777 which we are joining in 059 415 7777 afekra na grono be so kese Dennis Miracles Abwaje wo ha former MC wo ha ye ne tin komo na fe ya hwe ye wura MPP policies num but quickly my main start ya galamsey ho komo ide my main start den na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia nyame ya domo a Ghana for money to me mandate is one lead Ghana for wo be na the fight against galamsey ya pemwa ye no yetimesi ano kwan then
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia samo Kenya ne say what's na say and what no boss and I share all the strategies and the systems that you use in the fight against galamsey every 2017 bepemone and clearly no he's realized say ya try no bebre e bi succeed here e bi an succeed nti wafa de succeed here na de an succeed nso wahwe kwa foforo betumi de afa so na de ba akofoforo sonko a o se ode ba ne se we hu se mranti ne maba ye omsori a omudo omunima ne mining te se me fi mountains in fact ye so no de enima ne ye bo pai ye pon school aye ko pai bo ye pai bo mo musi dan no nti wu ya na edu bebi a na wakohye ne pam na etu aka sada na edi mo nti eno na enim ukosro ba fam ukache latani akola sa
ene wabre
ukache latani akola sa ambre ne se mane ko pai bo onko opa mane wiase musike nyina eho because eho kwa na ye hye di nkomo eho na ye hye di agro in fact edu bebi no ye pai bo na competition man. So you see, for these mining areas, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia's view, they say that's what they know. It's yempe kwen ebe faso muwa, yebe mo metumi aye omade omo peye, which is the mining, no, but in a more appropriate and safe way. But just what you say. Adia bakwa ema omo kom mining wonsuo mu ne say rock mining no, ene asase na kasa so mining no, eya na ne ye edin, and essentially a capital intensive. So, enti okonso ni mu dia otu wo no awoshe ne wenya kakra no de abefie. So let's put in place mechanism that would ensure that we will redirect all these energies and talent of these young people from the riverside. Ne de omako bebiam gold na kasa wono no makwa kwa mine. So number 1, o say obeji geo data na e kire say aha gold wa ha aha bi ni ha aha bi wa ha e wo community no obeji no de amamo. Na wo akasa wo hwe na say aha na gold wo na asase no say na nanom de say ye busa penny bi de obetime nya access to it na wakakosere ukosere wi a enka ne no anenei say wunya asase na gold wo mu na unni sika odi betu
okay
enti no mudwane ko nso mu ko hohoro nso de no ana say omo mu wo connections no so be kwa bridge na wakope Chinese partner
not dinaba
na American partner not dinaba ode ne ba Chinese partner age be 90% shares na o magana ne be 10% enti ye kra gold no yetu no kra ye hye dan ye den enya so mfa so sa. So this is what Dr. Mahmoud Bamia is saying. Mama data. Macho be a gold no wo. Inti nei unko tutu fem basa. Enscavenge say wo be a gold wo. Uni be wo. Number 2, unya wi a Minerals Commission for Mon farm offices in Anchor district near to gold in Name. Ghana ha, your 261 district. Number of districts are mining activities cost just about 70 BB. Now, Monko setting up offices, it's about 74 or so. Offices are more set, no. Momeyan Sacra licensing regime no mukakra.
Okay.
Near money a bit more convenient. Send a bay Ghana for no more concession and send no more munyano, or me to be on my license no my day on my mining. You see, Obika almost a license in a war, a baby 50 BP, MP by mine 1,000. What is wrong in making sure that all drivers are training you to be driving car? Isn't it proper to license people to do appropriate mining than to leave them to do it anyhow?
Because nipa no jano crowd beko.
Or yada. It's what licensing more normally appropriate mining. That is the way to go. So the first strategy in dealing with Galamsey is to make sure that the licensing regime is made a bit more convenient. Say the bay Ghana for no more monsas a bit wide than when you be. Number 3, into your child baby gold in the war. Yama license and easy amount. Number 3, only secure the be too good in it. Dr. Mahmoud Bami say, or be establishing the Minerals Development Bank. The Minerals Development Bank by and say, when your concession away, what you mean establish it from the data and say gold wahano. When he ska out the be too. Into bank no, they say na ADB ebu eku afford. Mineral Development Bank will be provided financing
for miners, no?
For the Ghanaian concession owner.
Okay.
Now, what mean they are mining or to gold? No? Now, you say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is using this to also fix another issue. Once Ghana, you see the issues against dollar, and I won't say me, baby. When the car promises say, moving forward in 2025, we are going to run a gold-backed CD system. Washa say kakra.
Okasa no patch say.
And then me no can say Bank of Ghana build the gold reserve. So unim on my bia. Omutuminya mineral resource bit is gold. Ede bo omusika no ho ban anase omude ta omusika nechi no. Omani sika emrebia na mudu. British pound. Ade bakuta British pound for almost all the years you can recall. It has remained one of the strongest currencies. Because UK were one of the largest reserves in gold. That's just what I say. So they back their currency with the gold reserve now, and I say gold no more. And that always keeps our currency strong. And that's what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wants us to do moving forward. To ensure, say, we build enough reserves to back the currency and strengthen it. And one of the ways is going to do that, and say, watch out, one more data, one more license, one more security be too good, utu we are now a buying at the city at all gold right there.
Every ho.
Now they are bought yesika no buying. And they you hear almost about $400 million as a busumi be to me to crude about my way mu etu nya fuel. Ye wo gold a unkope dollar 400 million na dollar na bo ahon de akosoro. Wo di gold ni bia be kwama no ne. Na de apese de kwakoto de akwede. Wo di akoto na de aba on my way mu. Ebiem o say ye technical vocational education training na ye no. Areas na mining wo no in their curricula. Curricula.
Abunu phone kasa de no.
Ade no musia subjects no
syllables
no yeah easier syllables no or the appropriate and safe mining eba curriculum.
Okay,
send your beya and brand to a more technical vocation you bet you require first why mining tools mechanisms in a safe and appropriate way into your brand here baba and utu galamsia o kwa technical vocational education training obewie no now you require first why safe and appropriate mining abaya cha baby a friend say gold no wo abaya the sika aba utumi de boa na wunya o concession na utumi de ye abaya asanso ma licensing regime why then ayemre. And this is one of the ways that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia believe he say introduce here anya hwe krampo no ebema omo konsuo ni mu no omo be free wo because onim say obe mine e wo land ne so ana the appropriate way a aban beta nechi na ban ama ne ho akade no to be there den o de aye mine no. So that is a clear path strategy towards reducing this galamsey situation. Ask our opponents and the strategy then. And then it's way open for phone. Na friend former president Mahama say, what is your opinion on this galamsey but I want to mean kasa. You know why? Because I don't know the opinion say we should allow them to mine in an illegal way, but on person beka into okohwa na okoka chiro or bad TV so radio so na beka say when people for na galamsey. And that is why he's unable to speak about it. And that's why he's unable to, as we speak, tell us clearly what his strategy is in dealing with the galamsey menace. But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has a strategy. And that strategy is what I've outlined to you. It's in addition to ensuring that we are enforcing the law, in addition to ensuring that we are banning illegal equipment on our river bodies and chasing them away, this is how Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia intends to ensure say wapam we fi nsuo no so awie no onka nkotra fie na mo obenya bibi so asa ayeden aye na de kro na anka wo ye wo nsuo no so no wetumi aye wasase so e wo kwampa so
right honorable mother say a few messages yankin kana yamra sesia manuel dakon e wo nima wo say NDC for the territory ma sa democratic hub for no or mo misbehave e wo Ghana. One day when you say the former president John Dramani Mahama and the NDC for na bo mo pa mo mu di sa nsem hunu no o mo ye a enkosi aga na dia wode aba no no wo say ye from Evandi ningo pram and wo say bono hene ye da wase mo bo adwuma pa won miracles mo bo adwuma mama Ghana 14 no ma say ye na ne yente no ma bia se na to bia na den ma ye nse ye beti bibia se but honorable miracles amamfo hu the air course it is possible wo say inshallah Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebedin kunim come December 7 election 2024 also ne dia wode aba no me patch Facebook live wadwin chobet media ba ye beje bre na fe ya kinkano sene ya wode abre na ye mfa bi nka ho ye nyi bi mfrimu ye be ni se tro kronkron na fe ye de amao Lawson ahinkan Kofi Asante ne dia wode ba no se fast nko a enye troboi ene ezu nko a wose we ye fast nko a nye troboi politics and miracles wo ye Asante Clinton ne dia aba no say great communicator, God bless you. Ni aye akoto was wow. Hamdan Abubakar was a director Nyamisha was in Yaminyo Kese miracles was a Berima Ofori was a Ubajuma miracles Yaminyo Kese atemdi maha me pacho uba wodi na wodi aba Joseph Ohene was here Tumpan FM Asasepa 107.3 yeah Tumpan is a program them no and a year Tumpan radio station here Asasepa 107.3 also Nadia wode abano no Joseph Ohene day also Nadia wode abani was say enya Malik mo politics no mo yen basabasa didi atem cancel hunu kira mpanyimfo eni bi na miracles so ye miracles ka fat wode no kra ne to o Ghana fo hu de MPP aban wona ni so a pese wo ye e de ma Ghana fo Emmanuel Mensa was say oh Debbie we atem didi emintimi enka me pacho wo di atem I will not waste my time say making kan atem ene anwumre Asante wo hene was say proper facts was say fast no na udigu no Abdul Razak ne di odiaba no was so we are smart and creative director Dennis Miracles Abwaje was God bless you was MPP for nyina mo iko ma Toma ewo tamale omo fan life ewo tamale e ba to tamale ne mpata mu a asase 99.7 FM so na wote yenka asase 98.5 ewo Kumasi in the Ashanti region asase 100.3 wo Cape Coast in the Central region Facebook live asase pa 107.3 messages no obetimi amana ba ya beje brand na fe ya kenkan e de amount wase mo ani adwuma we expose NDC for no or mu ye nipa bomfo pa sa man ni ye nim sa MPP betra konwa so na ba yo na minim da sa mampanyi da John Dramani Mahama and the China for ba kurum ha mining aye pinsom ono so na dia wode aba ene anwumre eno no was say from Imano into was say communicator biye no ana no ate se wo was nyame ehira keep on doing the good work. Nadia Wadiaban Christopher Abbey was say and these guys are too desperate. Was say and this for now why too desperate. Are they as a petumi no yados one day then a mohu and I yam no mediscanco yan trase and for 2 no emamo. Emmanuel Tokro ya was say MPP show commitment. Sir a bagalam say umbetuasie but beside the former president John Dramani Mahama say woba ye den otimi ye fagalam say ho na dia wode aba eno no medical catcher say atim didi ba mintimi kan Prince Nuruddin na dia wode aba no say director good work wasalitu nyame enshira no onyo kese Emmanuel Tokro ya top submission by Dennis Miracles na dia wode aba no wode ba I mean kan ni twima say na be ya ye kwoto aba nya brofesem amanfo beti ase no mahu adwuma aban no aye ane aban bi obetra kunwa so adwuma wo ye policies aban no wo person de to apono so amanfo timi eti ase Miracles ade ba ko a Ghana for omuka and always bia no Ghana for ka say ahokyeraba e ba to sa wo ye objective and then nwumre ya ahokyere no wo ho eden na de ye kosa ahokyere num eden na aban no aye se na bi betime free sa ahokyere num ba wo say GDP I expanded by 6.7%. noma etiba for my indicators ni show we are amount for expectation me kota dia yes you noma ye dia me kota dia noma bo enyefo still baby a noma gina and gina hini e free
yeah no crepa ni say na mo aye ton ebia 35 cedis per bag no ene ukota enyina 35 cedis cement bag ane ton ebia 35 cedis and 30 cedis ene ukota menya be 70 80 85 cedis enyina fam ekosro nti the fact is that niema ebo akosro and say ade ba ko ho aban we aya mani so I am bia me ka say one of the things say Ghana ni bia yi tumi etwe adwen koso ne say aban we aban ba ko why very sincere with the people of Ghana when it comes to the issues of our economy enka no say oha ba say dey say pese yeso so ano a bed dem pass obeti say aban agi atum say oha mpaba. But this government, from the president to the vice president to the last person you can find or think about in government, say we've had the new challenges since 2020 and especially if 2022, 2024. But the point is that a dear na abain ya faso how no. Between the year 2017 and 2020, in 2019 December remains one of the best Decembers and at Christmas on my way in so many years.
Why?
Because everybody acknowledge the no krumo de. You be fab on my way in 2017. Now you way to join him. Nkola ewie GHS so mko school over 100,000. Afibia no mka tiri fi omuntu mko school. Esane say aban entumi nyeska odbetua amahia forma say hia forma netumi akobi esane se aban eniska odbesi school dan do ma san kola na nya bi atenem esane se aban eniska obetumi de ato desk aman kola etumi atenem oman we mu ye be faye na kanea ay gina so ye na ye de ye adwuma yi entumi nyina so e man krankrakra entumi mfa anya omo adwuma enti in this country at some point na media houses to say mudi about 10 na mapon and so can media houses then come here 24 hours but mo pon because mo adwuma mo ye ni na mo running on plant into one hen ya mbeto for the whole night in this country na aban ye ba aban mu no 2016 aban efa teacher for nurse for and a public servant omo ye adwuma 1 year aban tuo mo ka aban ka so betuo mo ka o say ye niska into even know why you adwuma 12 months no you bet you are 3 months. And my buy shall the policy by our fair policy, no 3 months pay policy. In this country, on my way, a place freeze unemployment for almost 3 years. In fact, teacher for the next for credit in the year 2013, 14, 15, 16, I buy fat teacher for the next for. A do baby no on my way was so broke to the pointer. A here for ma. Sika omo de court teacher and nursing training aye de mom allowances no aban gifri omunsem e mo mampani mahama ya wa ba o se yesan to abamani e kai se eye sa allowance ne kwa no be restore amahia form betumi nya bia ko school dia anka yento abentia medical association doctor for e ka kire aban se yes o mani wa edin nti kebe ya aka boa ni yentumi nya kakra.
But say allowance no sorry honorable on my reason say ne be ya enrollment drive no betimi akosoro because I want my allowance na offer di pam that means say aban na bebo kamo enti yenyi allowance ni free o say ne be ya e betimi enroll ni padodo and the teacher training colleges.
Enti the difference between omoni and say we free wa we be enrolling ni padodo ba we be enrolling esikafo nko amma ehia for ma na omom rely on allowance o
omunya access
we free wa na usi adano 1,000 kra ehia for man be ka trefie na anya bi oman ye chichire mesika for nko na and that's where the biggest problem was and that is why eni oko teacher training college na say ana nursing college na say ni allowance mbaya no okem because eno one rely on to survive a wood school sa man temo a efie nye into one how abakoka akoyeden akotrefie. So this country was in a very difficult situation. this was a former president or between inflation 8%. Ofi abemuno, not inflation equal 15%. There is not a single economic indicator under former President Mahama Beto in 2013 or improve, you know. Each of the economic indicators of former President Mahama Beto here, from GDP to international reserve to gross reserve to inflation to bibi Beto ye bi ani nyina ekosro e bi enu otu be de ba fam. But the difference between the MPP government and the NDC government, they say, yeah, no, so how be ba na se ye pese ye so ano a ye tumi ne oman ni nyina ka bom etena ka se ebusuafo eneyi ye ne China for ne Malaysia for ne Turkey for ne didwa ba ye hwede ye koso China ne Turkey ne Malaysia yi a aba be affect your economy no nti ama your economy no ho nsem aye den atoche makakra ba munya botre ye ne munyina ka bom ne yesiesie no na emre papa na aye den eba covid emre so your how about my way mama peni kufa de ka che o say baby ayedu no ese me take a decision as mama peni as to whether mema ye de ahodi nyina abo enkwa ene mema mfo ho ban anase meka say obewu ewu na me protect the economy no, and he took a decision to protect lives ahead of the economy. And he said say nipa nkwa de ehwe a minnim ekwa ya mefa so abesan so de ababiem nemom say ye economy say tete pansam say den kra ye nim ekwa ya befa so ye betumi aside the economy na den aba back to that enunti na nei in the past 4 months fuel prices ba na ye den eba fam enunti na nei friend is saying inflation ekoya could do 54%. And inflation about bedu a little over 20%. Tell me in the history of this country, tell me when we say abain bi wo mu or wa abain mu a inflation under his government akosro not the same abain no etuma ye ho adwuma manaba fam no cre. Nobody in this government has denied say in the past 2-3 years, especially from 2022 no, cost of living go high obi agitum. But the other thing obi abegiatum so say for the first time in our lives, as we experience now, no, we have seen a government, economy, no, a say yejitum, but me no kasi attending around that yehu ehun sunsuansua yehu improvement in kakra den. I
don't know behind this because economy now must say what they share COVID-19 no, ye benefited from COVID-19. Ye the levy by as now that's why ye Ghana for ye can say economy by extension here patches saying
you see this for of course a dishonesty mama explain you can say COVID as economy. It's not just about revenue unyai now the revenue nyai no say revenue am fan to bank okay say 2020 na yam planning you see e be fa nurse for health professionals for be by in that year you double the number of health professionals you find in that year alone to fight COVID and on here sika be in the shop and yes sika corona we see nyai na the shop okay say in 2020 the amount of expenditure me na me MC edu baby no na me municipality obinya COVID o say edu baby na COVID no infections na ba ma ye nya hospital beds kra mom
yes
nti wa ye say we asymptomatic no na ye say self isolation okay obi anya self isolation aban etoduane ma na no pa wie na nwumre sika be ne ye ye obekaya 2020 during the COVID period government had to expand infrastructure at a pace now buying crime budget and some planning so the bay or BSA expansion sika be ye the number of isolation centers are buying see within a short period of time sika be na buy the ye edu baby crampo no na wo PPEs and as a protection GS a will be here crampo no aban to na ye cheche wo street mu sika be na buy e the ye obi fi abrocheba no be do airport na ye test na wo so symptoms na ba de na koda hotel na ban ahwe no e wo hotel a kopemta ne ho beto no sika ban na ban de ye enti so bi ka che say aban nya so mfaso a clearly no nipa no is not recognizing what government did to ensure that Ghana becomes one of the shining stars when it comes to the fight against COVID. But the member no tonchen and I'm going to show you the real effects of COVID on our economy.
Okay,
wouldn't say any China any a lot of countries they do that close to about 80% on yema use or my in fact be share studio ha metu bi aka say niema wa ha no emu be 90% je krafia ma no no great. Now wouldn't say China until just about 6 months ago they have shut down since 2020 close up to the point that the production in China edu baby no more producing even less than half of what they can produce so you are aware emma containers ana ye bia ye di fi China bag na ha e bia $1,000 and $1,300 no a drew baby no now benya container baako de nyame gu ma ho hia be $13,000 so nim sa mamika semicho once China shut it down and China started selling this headphone enka na nkomo ton no $20 esa ne say oye o produce at half capacity nti ho be na meboa ho be den ade no so ehun nya ye den
demand be high
demand be ko high demand ko high price
be shoot up
nti ade na nkan no ko fa no $20 if China now they are back Ghana now be turn no $25 no ene no esa ne say China for production o market nti uko a uko turn $50 it means that na ka turn no Ghana ha $30 how dey $5 per untumi turn $30 po ebiem won first wo $5 no ebie no an da so but esa ne say wo turn $50 and anything wo the back Ghana wo be turn $55 so you see COVID no and yes sika na wunya wo Ghana hankwa na be affect our economy no nemum prices ne kosro simply because of what is happening in China. Turkey in the year 2022 Turkey inflation edu baby ekoya kopem 80%.
Wow.
What it means is that akonye ya me very sure say yetofi Turkey ba o my way mu no ebi anka akoto $100 na the bag Ghana ba beton $110 no in the year 2022 no ukọ Turkey na say wakasa okoto the same akonya o beton $180. It means that o the bag Ghana one fa hwe anka ho kra still akonya na de fit Turkey aba no ne bo be den ebe kosro. You know why? Because Turkey they rely hugely on neighboring countries and the partner countries for raw material inputs. Rice yedi ye krado do na fi Brazil and Vietnam. Russia Ukraine for code dokape and our international community and the ban eto Russia for. Yeah. Russia for the providing nitrate and a lot of the components the fertilizer. Russia for the this fertilizers in nitrate in may Emma Turkey Brazil and Vietnam. In Brazil for young Russia Ukraine war ewo ho. But esa ne say baby omunyo nitrate ene omunyo mo de fertilizer no ye de ban atoso wo Russia nti omunya nitrate ndo do omuye den omuhia. What it means is that rice production no either say ebe cut and now said the production ebe ko higher than it was earlier. In Ghana ye nya problem bia you but emona ye craft Brazil na kenka ne ye cra no $50 no obe ko Brazil no na ye $120 it to the ball my wo mu a ne bo be kosro. That is how COVID Russia Ukraine has impacted our economy. Now so bika wechewa where is the lie? Now who simplify now ka say mwenye sika dodoa na menye sika dodoa memfa ne say aban kra jeje eto na aban nya eto dodoa. Does that eradicate the cost of buying rice that has gone up in Brazil? Does that take away the high cost of buying chewe from Turkey? So long as Turkey inflation call 80% in Nkwadie, ukoto wade if you take it back to Ghana, you are bringing that inflation into the country. But you see, evidence no all over the place to show say, and ye Ghana nkwa and ye suffer as economic crisis. Unim say UK, somewhere 2022 within 6 months, no master prime ministers bear 3 times. You remember?
Yeah.
Within 6 months, almost our prime ministers bear 3 times.
No more minding.
Bisa wo hu say ban send a UK of all countries. Yes, America, they experienced a 40-year high inflation. 40 years in inflation omu hu bi da. America for hu bi. UK for inflation omu hu bi da in 40 years. Germany, edu baby no, that flour isam any oil omu bedi na short omu nye bi. UK, as we speak, are still going through labor crisis. Every country in the world on one share of economic crisis, and every country across the world is working to bring itself back out of this economic crisis. And then the America for elections in November, next year debate and you clearly realize that 90% of their debate is hinged on all the things that we are struggling with: economy, jobs, businesses. Struggles are true in terms of housing and all of that. And you hear Trump, you hear Kamala Harris, everybody say COVID. Now, even if superpower countries, such America, suffer from COVID, how much more countries like Ghana, where we rely heavily on our partner countries? The good news is that you are buying in the midst of crisis. Onto Nisanko we non kase mintio bia. Onto Nisanko we non kase mi yo join funu. We have a government that says we acknowledge there is a challenge. Ye jitum say your difficulties. Ye jitum so hania bebresaba. Nemo munya jidie wo yemu na yɛn mu nkambom na yɛfa nsiesie nneɛma na yɛgye di sɛ ɛnkyɛ bia ɛnipa bɛyɛ den ɛbɛpie and whilst government is at it tie ne yie o whilst government is at it aban ɛngya yɛ hɔ esapan ɛnɛ medical doctor nurse na ketua na ɔgye in 2016 no aban ato mu bɛyɛ ɛhombɔho mmiɛnsa nti aban gyitum sɛ nneɛma boa yɛ den
vis-a-vis nneɛma boa so na si kɔ so
of course I'll know a quick example I think about 2-3 weeks ago I shared some data cocoa farmer cocoa farmer sika na NDC for the man during in 2016 450 Ghana cedis per bag of cocoa and then man 3,000 cedis per bag now sa cocoa farmer no in 2016 okodwa so say okoto emo 5 kg bag no okoto a obeto be 10 pe and then the same cocoa farmer no ko edwa so say okoto emo a unim emo do obeto emo no bag no be mako be 22 enti bi bisa question no I emo no bo akoso but between 2016 na emo no bo ewo fam any 2024 emo no bo akoso no the na wugidi say cocoa farmer no oye more interested in and I say to me boa no to me todo bag of cement cocoa farmer in 2016 so ko edwaso so okoto bag of cement even though na one bag of cement 30 cedis no ni sika aban de man no otumi to bag of cement mako 15 enei cement bo koso mejutum but cocoa farmer koso okoto cement saa sika na aban de man so onje for the cocoa bag back e to cocoa bag cement mako 33 enti me say question no say obetumi ato cement bag 33 ene say obeto cement bag mako 15 dey na ope
33 no
enti say obisa okọ na say cocoa farmer catch us obeto aba ma MPP a sebe membu ni so onim nyansa wo but the okache one say mejitum say cement bag bo okosoro but me hwe sika aban de ama me na metumi to dodo ene esen se ne na ne bo wo fam ana wo de ma me no and he prefers to be able to buy more than less and here no pe there are several of them that I can list for you to see and I can go through it with you quickly. Cocoa farmer okase okoto e friend is saying carton of milk in 2016 and oto 7 cartons and that same cocoa farmer sika aban de man to me to carton of milk mako 15. Cocoa farmer kase okoto packet of roofing sheets in 2016 na otumi to in fact I no crampo no otumi to one packet 2016 sika de man no otumi to one packet this was sanso ko bobesia e wo bono hene wo e de ka ne sika ho as otumi nya packet mako e de abone dan so enei sika aban de cocoa farmer no etumi to friend is a roofing sheet packet mako 3 miensa enka no na ntumi to ba kompo enti cocoa farmer no so wo ne ho na so catch us obeto aba ma MPP a membu ni so onim nyansa ho ohwe dia ne sika no etumi ye ene no compared to dia na etumi ye nano no and these are facts bono hine dollar ekosoro so bisa dollar ekosoro mwa ekosoro kra since na 2016 bene sika aban de cocoa farmer no so okasa osesa into dollars a cocoa farmer nya $187 enka ne na dollar wo fem no na aban to cocoa bag baako afi cocoa farmer ho no expo osesa ne sika na into dollar onya $113. What it means is that today, even though the prices of goods no, the cocoa farmer is better off and is able to buy more than he was able to buy in 2016. It is a war. Bono hine. And a cocoa farmer. And a nipa mienu wa abegina wenim. Ba ko say, je the amede ma no, ubetumi de ato cement bag mako 33. Ba ko say the amede ma no, ubetumi de ato bag mako e friend say 13. The ain't nka odo 7.3. And that is why I keep saying that even though government acknowledges say niema boa koso niema boa yede no aban put in place mechanisms whilst a year pursue strategies ebe ma niema boa yede aba fam no ye disika so manipa ahye ne bottom na tumi ma na to niema na oto na nka no oto no tumi ato even more and it's aban in spite of all the difficulties government still manages to find money to take our children through secondary education for free. Do you know how much it will cost you to have your child go to 3 years of senior high school education? Sasikano, say you are buying a far home canoe and kawo, you have to go and look for that money to pay for your child.
But almost more prepare more too much.
Oh dear.
Nan can say progressive in kakra krani eko. The fees in high school.
And you start here, what is Obiako school now when we
107.3.
Yeah, prepare your honor. What is Obiako school now when we Mami nipa ba ko secondary school out here so ko see MP for prepare mo nti wenti mi anko. Clearly there's a big difference between the MPP vision and the NDC vision. MPP vision is one that is clearly cut out to provide support for the poor.
Okay.
NDC vision is one that gives opportunities to only the privileged few. And that is why you buy in the same year 2017 said no. Every Ghanaian child that will do school going age, I saw secondary school and who in yaso be katrefi, I saw no school. Now say I can say any progressive why bad entry fee and why bad in school? Why bad in entry fee?
When in the can corner why in train fee? Yeah.
And that is why even though I shall say in a classroom say on better them cry anyone, ye chomu you know, yes a cock. Oma kwaya na unia so yeden akọ ene nkole nkomwie 80% of schools are almost yet double track. Yes, here in 2017 are no longer doing double track. That is vision. Today, the performance of San Koleya is better than the performance of the senior high school education we've seen in the last 10 to 12 years. And that is the difference between a visionary leader and a leader that's very myopic. And we have no regret, we have no shame in spending the Ghanaian money on the Ghanaian child. And that's something that we'll continue to do. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is promising the free SHS Plus.
And when I come about sustainability of the free senior high school, which is very important because a policy as any geared towards uhieni no send a beya uhieni no subeti in the bar aqua school. But how do we sustain it?
That's it, sustain it. MPP yaka bium say if the last amount of money in this country near the be free SHS because there is nothing that is bigger than education. And then could be that a mafia on what say cantonment laboni almost per house of promunya. Because we are in the medical school. Why should we have a country here? Some children grow up or get to a point where they have no hope. Why? Why should we get to a country where obedient ya wo na no na they are to the team say on their own to be nkobi? Why? Baby ya wo nti here onye wie GHS a yenye the powder go nti so BC a friend is saying center ho no be do fie pe ne ma me say agosia we dey me fa nkoma sister Vada na sa say obesu ade pamwe kwame me fa nkoma kofi mensa na sa say we carpenter. And onua, if you understand how desperate these young children are in their zeal so medical school and kan kase ntia free senior school kase ye pray ho so wakotene school dey mu ama ya ba be pamo school fees wambra ona fofo nyina at classroom a kan kase ntia free SHS ya pray ho me dem hu bi I experienced it. There is nothing that is more demeaning. There is nothing that kills the spirit of a young child. There is nothing that destroys the confidence of a young child than say, what the classroom now with exams. Now we share window, we say beza bana.
Wow.
Now beza be drag classroom. Now we crowd pen. Now we say beza ba. Now we need type.
Yeah, promise school fees paying.
Baby.
Oh.
Baby.
Wow.
We go kwapman school. Obi on me school be I aware. Now do kwapman school nuka de ya kra ne say. Yen nyina exams no wo assembly hall. You go bebre na ote hɔ a wo exams ni nyina no na wo hwɛ gate
because beza beba
na bed na otu exams no na bi wa enu to kɔ trase a wo trase na wo twɛ wo pentem se na be ya yeba na ebe pamo a ebi ebe pamo no na bi a session B no wetima be 3-4 questions. And I remember very well say me ko exams wala yenyama me question na me ko session B first because me to be here na me tro kakra e ho ne de so to be tro kakra na mark o ye ba ko na onya marks na so when to be session here no kra o fa ne sa na ma fa pen na me tro na me guso a me tro na benza abegina stage so the following student should meet me outside na wabo Dennis Aboaje.
Wow.
Na dey yakra say me number because me from di Aboaje nti dey bia index number no me 002 and me 003 etitem bia me ti anope na abetwe me na de mepie. There is nothing in this world that destroys the confidence of a child than that. Why? Adentina me akola me pese me suminyi ye bi obi akola me sumi we ni swade hu ese me future dreams e cut short simply because me busuafo and to me nyeska into school fees. Why should it be the case? And that is why if there is any reason why I follow this political party MPP me follow no to my data, it is simply because of some poor policies be to say free SHS are omode ba no ene onim kolado do omatumi akọ secondary school as a result of free SHS before e beba abem no onua every year enkola over 100,000 e katefi omuntumi nko school because of poverty. 100,000. What it means is that for the 8 years of NDC between the year 2000 and 2009 and 2016 no in kola 800,000 or more in the category if you want to be a secondary school. Na kakra nso want to be quiet no. Yeah, to be fair, more idea and fame no. We had to deal with humiliation. We had to deal with embarrassment. We had to deal with frustration before we were able to complete senior high school. Na bayaba, na bayin say, me fa on my nisika. Na me de tuya akwala bi ahoka. Se we ye hieni, se we ye sikeni. We wie school nko ade a, ko secondary school na ko free. Na won so wo da ache ni so ade hu awo no. Entumi mbe mu a, wo si ya pray ho.
Right, I feel what I can I tumpanjuma de ne somo asasepa 107.3. Mebacho wuti enka in Ashanti region Asante Mantemu ye live ewo ho wuti na ye asase 98.5 FM. Eno wo kuma ase wuti enka ewo ho asase 99.7 ewo Tamale in the northern region asase 100.3 ewo Cape Coast in the central region. Facebook live ubetuma join ye wadwin chobetumi dia ba ye bejibre na fe ya kenkan ede amount. Facebook live asasepa 107.3 yankan few messages na yemrasesia yeba to asebedi nkomo ye hu se nya economic growth by still ukwadwa so a eno maboadin Dennis adana aba because ye nimsa say ye nya economic growth a
kakrakra niema no bon de eso atete na nya ndunkran and then tomatoes me fi and then me call anope what's our friend na me on friend na me catch me say me come mountains okwa adoswa tomatoes 5 cedi e bottom
few messages my remember say I like what you said say no man bo no ya teto so bat ndun cry me ba Benjamin Ajay was say Nanado is a big blessing na dia wodi aba no was say Nanado e nhira na na for appear was a wonderful submission was God bless you miracles. Benjamin Ajay once again was say Nanado no man pan na boy adwuma pa Saidu Abdullahi was say it's possible Owusu Listowa ne dia was say it is possible. Kevin Ajakum was say bravo. Lawson Ahinkan Kofi Asante was say Ghana ye wa de pa MPP ya de papa as a Ghana for nyina edi MPP achi was say Ghana for be benefit from MPP government e jomo to aba Emma Dr. Mahmoud Baomia Amwa was say fine brain was say adwene so adwene ye adwuma was miracles was adwene abo adwuma pa Adu say Francis was say God will bless this man. I like your senior high school response was say kwan afa so yi free senior school no na ni je ho pa Kojo Fori anyinam ono so ne dia wode aba no say simple explanation simple finito uma adwuma ne simple communication adwuma no uma ne simple crap. Lord Derek was say excellent delivery ono so ne dia wode aba ni shaba Nedia Odiaba so well explanation Nedia Odiaba no Idrus OJ was say Ubwajuma God bless you was ubetimi ahwe 24/7 abra ore ho ana so feeling lazy because adwene kese kasa tumpan memomoni adwuma sasepa 107.3 mobile transfer ampa ono so nedia wode aba no Brighter J Mensa was say excellent submission we medical kind na wusu was say papa mi hia ne da ba wo gba adwuma pa we oyin sama no wa ma no ma aye simple omo ana muntimi ente no ma se no mo kase wo aban ya be adwen abia be kunye no wo cheche nsemu ama manfo atimi atinsemu ase Lord was say COVID ebe high economy but nyan coupon Asian people aban say MPP aban asen ye afimu kakrakra ye kosin kakrakra ye bedru na no wusu was greeting from the United Kingdom was be UK and amehwemo ye chiamo yamamumo any adwuma ewo UK and na mpotamo ono so ne dia wode aban Brighter J was say excellent submission Bright dia we feel ali awudo atemdie dia medical catch say mintimi kinkan atem no Citizen Coffee was a great one there ono so ne dia wode aban no yawo was full price yateso enti amanfo ni mo monko bisa aban na ebu adwuma se na be amanfo ho behin ha omo but nipa bonfo a won pe wasam de se be wo sawasa na wachia nipa also ne dia odi abraye no was bu no hene mo bu adwuma but mo ho modern se bu no na mpotam so no mo benya radio stations e be peke na fe ye hu nwuma pa MPP aban omo ye ewo my Ghana mu Miracles that's what Hamidin de Bono Heba for Jumadi no Aya Sasepa, Ewa Sasepa 107.3, Aya Tumpan Jumadi, and Yade Somo, and I would want to check up course in the central region Asas 100.3, so and our Betty and Ka Asas 99.7, our Tamale in the northern region, Asas 98.5 for Kumasi in Ashanti region. Now, maybe certain is questions Yenya economic growth, ye GDP expanded by 6.9%. But still, I'm for say Omuko Jaso, no Moko Tadia. Baby, a normal buono, Ejinano, a white Ejina. Now say normal buono in room cry. And but then I'm ready to say bedroom cry.
Oh, say, Unim saying candy, I say republic within republic. A matter of time. Because you see, for example, tomatoes, a boy, a buffum, and Yakasa buffum is a buffum kutwao. Tomatoes are and can be a beton 3,000 cedis. A bet for my baby do bear 500 cedis. So it's a very drastic reduction. Mekubu abafem. By year, Nebia and can no beton a 250 cedis. A buff for my baby do bear 25 Ghana cedis. It's a buffem. Brodier bo abafem. And Opesa test me adoso ya no pay I want to me free maybe. It's just a matter of time. You know, say clearly no. In all of these crises, you will use a friend profiteering. And see a bit taking a while for Accra impact and so to be felt. But it is very obvious say across the country there, prices of goods, especially food stuff there, above them drastically. Onya and young Ghana. Yeah. There were 16 regions in this country. Even Greater Accra no cry can. Greater Accra no. So oko dodo am so dodo am nyina Accra. Nema bo fam. Oko shayo sudoku nema bo abafam. Enti kakran and opa bio phone lines nama omo mo techimai omo mo salaga omo mo busa south omo mo kintampo omo mo kofodia so omo frel, and you would hear testimonies say indeed niama boy den abafem. And the Accra situation is a bit unique kakra. When we say baby amete won kra ha any baby a market we near the uti market in the crowd to say yes when you market I better niama so 10 times. But it's just a matter of time. The impact would also be felt in Accra. But the fact of the matter is, across the rest of the 15 regions in there, outside Adenta Haye, you do a kitasia, you realize that tomatoes are now tono, ABN can 50 cities, and Ababe do 5-10 cities, and that is a matter of fact.
Right, maybe see an anti say Chicago and a war and war a free was say miracles more any a juma. One year financial secretary man PP Chicago chapter was so pro didia or wam so edidi Chicago for Edama say some tum na mo shayen ewo when I heard free Germany e bedama say MPP for Germany na platform no so say ayeshe ye dama say e tumpanjuma de wa sasepa 107.3 FM where jumadi a no nsia kwapem no nkono every day from Monday to Friday ye de be somo na fe ye mo hu kanea no ene baabi a MPP aban pese wode wo man Ghana ekọ Ekodru. Now, you have 74 days more to election 2024. How prepared is MPP?
Every win election. Every win elections. There is no doubt about that. And we are winning this election simply on the performance of this government.
Regardless of survey, Ahodwa, Babi or Hua, and Koyima, Abano, or Koyima Abano.
So, do not for say each of the surveys are banning almost every month, not ye improve it. It tells you that survey by a fa not a question them near her. I just say, then a survey necker. Bibia, I see a yard near Bohom by near me. Bibia say, a young yard, see your boy home, you mean near home. And it has guided us up to where we are now. So, okay, correctly, a friend is saying, presidential primaries we are. People were even saying, say, a Kwamben or Dr. Mahmoud Bami, I first be Pia Babontia campaign. I don't know if you remember. I'm saying, no about Babe catch Ghana for.
Mas or catching up Gabon.
What will be a
one
I campaign is Dr. Mahmoud Bami in this campaign. Why, but candidates back out there, young people be on to candidates or more 13 candidates or more ballot papers. Why, in this 2024 elections, why your campaign is Dr. Mahmoud Bami? Your Bakumpo. We don't even have one. Each of the candidates working in this contest, Obiano one answer said Dr. Mahmoud Bamia. In so talk on Nemu, a we about on Nemu. Meno say as we speak, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia was Central Regional. He's been touring Central Region. Unrested one day in Poo. And in all his campaign tour, the Okache Ghana phone and say, ebusuafo dodoɔ na yɛba yɛ kase yɛbɛyɛ bebree na yɛtumi ayɛ ba bebree nso na aka yɛntumi nyɛyɛ deɛ tie ne sɛ sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛnkɔyɛ ne sɛ deɛ si a naano no yɛn ka betumi a anka deɛ ayɛ no yɛmbɔ ho ban na deɛ aka yɛntumi yɛyɛ no yɛnto yɛbo ase nka. And I'll take you on a very 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 short journey. One of the reasons why this country is going to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay, 2008. Oman Penin Kufuor. In fact, by the time Oman Penin Kufuor ba abemu in the year 2000, na Ghana ye were to join him. We were in deep economic crisis. In the year 2000, when Kufuor took over, that was the time Ghana, you say, we were part of one of the most poorest countries in the world. In fact, I do baby no. Now Oman Penin Kufuor sika kra ye de betua aban adwuma ye foka in 2001 kra na ni bi. He had to go and declare Ghana as a highly indebted poor country as a benya fiscal space to be able to work. You remember?
Epic.
Great. Now between 2000 and 2008, by the time I do 2008 say Kwakotoaba no, na Ghana you find the golden the gateway to Africa. You remember? We were said to be the when in the golden age of business. That was the time almost say we were the black stars of Africa. Those were the days who fear na banks about who fear say beje bosi ara fa kwa edwuma. Standard Bank, Barclays Bank, Fidelity Bank, they come to us at home say yambeje bosia na yemfanko edwuma. I'm sure you remember. Ghana was at its glorious moment in the year 2007-2008, but something happened in the year 2008. That was when we had the Wall Street economic crunch. So okay, Emma Wall Street collapse ya crisis by a be affected or maybe to say Ghana. In 2008, Oman Penin Kufuor after 2008, what the national health insurance about, not the free capitation about. I'm a basic education are free, or the school feeding program about. I'm a here from better to me school need you need this okay. Now or the in fact school direct the bank free, or the free maternal health care about. Emma Ghana for Emma. No more kwa war so omuwu ni ye fio. You remember say my way mu kwesi botwe. Okọ parliament so kind budget and the NDC or kind maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate statistics. You remember?
Emma omo kwa war so a omo ntimi enya omo ba na omo mafie bi o. Right.
Na kind statistics. It was part of our statistics and it was in our budget reading. You remember? And on them so man Penin Kufuor for free maternal health care by Emma statistics ye free ho. In spite of signing my way Oman Penin Kufuor ye you do 2008 no onya kwenhia mienu global economic crisis na make one seven no and a second one no it was yankasa ye mind issues effect yenya on some of based on some of these global economic crisis. That was the time yenya fuel shortage and a water shortage. Okay, in fact labon in the cantonment akra no nsuo a ye benom kwa ne ni nti yesra no pa ne kwa yellow gallons near the Namquaya Kwan. I'm sure you remember. And the Kufuor gallon here then. No. Those were the days, Kufuor time. Akabe 6 months, Kwakotoaba near fuel crisis. At the same time, fuel prices cost no, now short. Into cars park or filling station 2-3 days as a fuel at all. And because of these two challenges, because of these two challenges, NDC for him don't hear. Almost say, Charlie Ghana for ja. Because Kufuor ye normal power, Kufuor genoma, say normal Kufuor ye be crane, but say ye pu 6 months to election, now Kufuor pensu anu mamunya. 6 months to elections, now Kufuor kotofu wala this one ko line 2-3 days. Into him, ko print bank statement, fake bank statement. No more than Kufuor na ban ya kromfo ye pensu kura no ye nya, enso musika omo de gu bank account mu. Omusika ekura Richard na no nko ansika owo, ebetumi ama Ghana fo nya nsu anom. But muti mo dinti mo hwe de ma ya muntunti omo Kufuor na ban ya gold reserves e wo Bank of Ghana nyina de kogu abochire
ba ye timi ya politics no ma ne times
muntunti omo Kufuor oye immoral enti oni broni bi akowo ye fre broni no gizeyazi ntafo ne fa mo Paul and Peter keka nsem basa enne na Paul and Peter be obi nim NDC for Kasantroye to Ghana 40 more and rightly so because see say yenyan so num ne yenya fuel nto a Ed say we are buying our Kasa nipa no betie. And the opposition party took advantage of this. And they ran down the Kufuor government and the MPP government. And so Ghana, you may say one of the biggest opportunity to hold our development at that time, consolidate it and build upon it. Na Ghana for bufu ya say na mo ye pension no me nya na mo musike go account mo nie. Ye be 20 am and we lost the 2008 elections. ye lose you know between 2009 and 2016. By the time you do 2016 unim dey see now this country has gone back to the dark ages. We on our knees. 2016 and 2020 my foka wo man we mu. 2016 enya kanea emma enyuma amfa nya adwuma. It's company shut down.
Ye lay workers in the crowd.
We laid workers off. Media houses laid workers off. Okotama company no mo fa nipa by 1,000. Omo lay off 800. Eka 200 pe. Enkwafo abusuafo ekunu no one papa no omo maame no ewu theater empaso because ye operation no ye dum kanea. People died. People lost their jobs in 2016. Nurse for ni teacher for wie adwuma 4-5 years. No mutifie en form adwuma mu. Obi aye adwuma 1 year aban se minister metu at 3 months obeji ajeunje jai. That was how bad the situation was in this country. Social safety nets. Ye de magana for here for national health insurance. Nipa 1.5 million. And they do 2016 no more year mo national health insurance so because na egu o the card no go hospital kwa na doctor for the nurse for buefu. Open national health insurance card the renewal. Obetwe 3 weeks as what when your card na den I renew. Here for ma anka so mutu ko school no so mo dachi etumi ye mo no 100,000 afebia na ejom trefi because yenye scared betu mo nka. Teachers and nurses or more colleges are ye disika ebo mo ho ban efi ye na normal breast so ye de hwe mo no ye gifri o mo nse because aban niska e de betu enti ye gifri o mo nse. That is how bad our situation was as a country. But it was too late for us to go back between that time because we had already made the mistake. Nya to mama wie unya to ma no wie 2009 na wo ye ho hwe yi se wo pew se wo mpew e kora do be fa osu bia no be den e se do fa so
anya 2009 after elections abubrusi ha ya kwahyehe amamfo no makotake amamfo
mi ye ho hwe
wow
unya yes a mistake na wa ye wie. And it is based on sa history ya media ma we nti na wo fa Ghana half nyina you hear people say ejitum no ma de emu ayeden nemum si ye hwese ne aban we afa so akrakra ne o ma bepem ne ye de toto o mampani dada yundie ho a ye gidi say we ye because you see the difference between these elections and the past elections and say NDC for candidate no mo de ba no onye nipa foforo oyobi a sisem o ka chen ye no wa ba ba ka chen ye pen ama ye gina so ato aba ma ne pen enti ye gina ye nim senia ne su ene ne ban esitie onu so mampani Mahama ne the only president to call one time yetutia no. It tells you how bad he was and how incompetent he was as a former president. He's the first president or call one time pa yetu abetia no. It tells you how bad his situation was. Enti yenya refuse he was a very bad president. He was incompetent, completely incompetent. Obuya bofia embra o mani mu ye dia ne ye complain ye ka o se minti obia nurse for ne doctor say yesrew o mani mu ye den te se ne nei o man yi mu ye nyina gitum se ne ma mu ye den aban e ma kokofo sika ntumu o mo ma adwumayefo akatia ntumu no o mo se yesrew fa kakra ka o man o se e kan no kwa na me ba ma mode anka muntuntia me strike na mo so be ko strike me hu strike ehu me to sisi ya no ma yeso odwanfu no me nsuro sekan. That is what the former president told us. And you see, this is the same person. I was saying, I'm Ghana, catch a Ghana for someone to Obama. And the Ghana person says, I don't know, money powerful for quine. Now, on also funny die soon, and the Niswa didn't who 1 year day. Ember. I yes, you crampono. Call me more dear. Yehuni pain.
I want to call him.
Former president, Mama. Yehuni pain. You bet to be a biano, why you pain. Now, ya mad Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, quine on also funny the amba. Near misses our opportunity we are. Ye nim da for fra, ye bet to be a sans way day, and yes, our opportunity. No. Now, I'm trying to cry a coup and this for campaign. Ye kunjinano, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, a shall say free. Dear near beton in 2017. Dear near by ye to me, aye. No crack, the aka yen to me a yen, by Miss Remo, Menusa didn't want me war any ye. Into any teacher for Cassa or Miss Remo. Ye buy no, and Kenya and Kakuchene betu mwaka, by baby to be do ye. Ne mum ehihye afofra me de ba mo no ebini teacher ni bia wo Ghana ha bia no se me ba from 2025 memma wo some incentives bi na wotumi nya car ketu bi na so de ide wo da bo ho bi na enye bank workers kwa na so mutumi toka teacher ni so mutumi to mani de o se mesra mo monto ba ma me free senior high school no me ba me bo ho ba na me make sure se senior city na ye tua nkola no ho ka na ye betua ne mum me beboa na bebia aka na ye se miemiem na ye miemiem ye se school da ne bi ka ho yɛsɛ yɛtɔ nkonya no bi ka ho yɛsɛ yɛma teacher fo dodo ka ho saa nneɛma mmiɛnsa wei ɛne nneɛma mede m'ani bɛkɔ ho paa when it comes to free senior high school madaroma yɛapɔ mu de ho nsɛm no wɔn sɛ mede drone baayɛ a drone no supply nneɛma medical supplies across the country yɛwɔ mmienu aka yɛsɛ yɛtumi si yɛsɛ yɛtumi si baako wɔ Funsi na yɛsi baako wɔ Kintampo sɛ de bɛyɛ Ghana ha nyina bɛkɔ bɛ bebia mo ntoma me na me bɛyɛ ntoa so mo ho agye da 111 ne yɛsi no aban bie ni wa waba in 8 years was setting such an audacious agenda say I will fix the health infrastructure gap once and for all than this government ye over 80 a friend is saying district hospitals say yes ye yegu so mo ntoma me ba ma betoa so na ma ye free why den ama ye wie mo hu mbratia ne mmaba na omukọ universities na omukọ omo struggle no me be ka scholarships ni aye ma wa ban mu ni nyina bom ni yetumi make sure say scholarship ni ye de be ma no ehia for ma na omuhia scholarship no betumi nye bi aye den akọ school nti onam ni nyina no o kire wo ye teacher ni a wo de ye de obeya ma wo ye carpenter ni a wo de ye de obeya ma wo ye mason wo de ye de obeya ma wo ye doctor wo de ye de obeya ma and that is what has led the people to buy into Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign message say or a clear cut message for the businessman or say I am going to give you a lot of tax incentives say na be able to minister ask na den ase ya hye wadwuma nim enti port wo no duties no me teso ama na ba fam anya hwe krampo na say to me ba fam bedu bebi atogo for duties no wo no empo etu ba fam sense beba ebiem o say ankrankra ni businesses mu nyina ye be ma mo flat rate tax regime say na be ya enya afi na akofa pen paper calculate and Nigeria Rebecca chose otua 10 cedis e chose otua 11 cedis obie nim de obetua me wia esa ne say me the new tax reforms aba ebeboa na wadwuma ne tubia kɔ nanim nti me the worker wo de ne nyina ebechewo na wa hyase foforo na wa yene foforo nti businessman no otie Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or clear in his mind what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is promising na bohi wonim say business is a Ghana ha no 80% no actually 90% of businesses and companies in Ghana we say SMEs businesses in Ghana about 90% are SMEs now wonim say workers formal sector workers e adwuma e wo nwumadwuma mu no wonim say 80% of Ghanaian workers e adwuma in the SMEs into say me the SME bank beba the SME bank ne baba ya ne say it provide capital financial support among the thousands of SME companies and businesses we have in this country maka mineral development bank na ode bandada beboa mineral sector no owie no o say na be ya yesika ne beginanti mo amopese mo ye interested in the economic conversations no I am going to build a gold backed currency na be ya yeside no ye de beta na chi na enya hoden stronko owie no o say industrial base no we are going to create a lot of economic industrial zones across the country na ye boost factories na ye building across the country no and you 11 automobile companies are almost assemble cars in Ghana e kwan be na ye be fa so Ghana for dodo na betumi nye bi ato uhia cash ni ada to bibia o se wunim ye ka yakomanto yem amaya o makọ manim no enye cash ene tu mo kọ manim e credit system de enti a o man we ye ntumi nya credit system papa bia ma o ntumi free ade ma yentu ene kakra no eye because we don't have a strong credit scoring system enti me ba me de a more comprehensive credit rating and scoring system beba senior be ya Ghana ni bia wo Ghana ha be bia no obetumi ato ade bia pese oto
with credit card yeah
ukọ wiase afa na nyina asa na ye no eniti na wo fa se betu kwan fi Ghana na akọ America 6 months time na afra se watoka wan fax sika ankoto car at once jo ye ne se wakoje car na fi car dealer no ho na otua ne nkakra Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said we should bring that into this country. Now do you know what happens? Do you know what will happen when a lot more people are buying? The more people are buying, the more the companies need to produce. And once the companies need to produce more, they would now have to employ more people. And in there is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's solution to your friend is saying employment. Increase demand so that we would have to increase production, and in increasing production we have to expand, and as we expand we have to employ more people. Footballers crampo offer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia message on namna footballers crampo home or see a Premier League teams no bebre na eboa mrantie enye adwumaye and me no ka say footballers yi nyame ya wado no munya brochire kwa bohi omusika omde ball ma we bebre until we need to help our football clubs and our Premier League teams. Into what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying, say obeto bass ama every Premier League team. Oh yeah, Premier Leagues no aban be mo musika no mo to me de bia abo mo akwama to the extent say almost salaries players and salaries kura no aban ne beboa na teams no etumi aboa etua players and salary. What would happen is that it's going to build the capacity of these football teams. It's going to make our league more competitive, and this is going to open up opportunities for our footballers in our local league. Omo kono omunye bibo no ti say kudus mo ne party mo no omunye ska on my way mu an on the bedding omo beba ababedi ewo on my way mu. Everybody in this country is seeing themselves in the message Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is carrying around. He's meeting the people in their homes. He's meeting the people at the lorry parks. He's meeting the people in the church. He's meeting the people every corner you can find yourself. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is there engaging the people and giving the people real reasons why they should vote for him. And that is why I can tell you without any shred of doubt, say, about to in December 17, former President Mahama will lose. He will lose so much.
Imagine the saying.
Oh, imagine they say 1.1 cry the chow. Yeah, the NDC be chow. And we are going to beat the NDC with a strategy on measuring hormones. I said that.
I don't know what kind of strategy is how.
Some men come strategy. Now they Kotokoni has come strategy about it. You be chow. You be chow.
Babra mu beka bia no na NDC for say mo pese mu wia.
You be that. I'm near one say and former President Mahama no say Ghana ha the elections in the city will be into me.
But the former President John Dramani Mahama tape no mame. 2015 prior to 2016 elections, Brahman for raising issues about EC electoral process no de wokan na fe ene de wokan yentie bi mrasese ya ye ba 20 lines no enche bia on 0594157777 wo abrochira WhatsApp call ebeba wo Ghana so obetimi afreyen lines no ye 0594157777 again 0594157777 me pacho ye ni atem atumpanju wadie no ye ni atem fast and ye can facts are sacred. And just bisa person bisa miracles no akwanya beba am watimi ebisa no asasepa 107.3 but Kaisa in Ashanti region Kumasi precisely asase 98.5 so and our TN asase 99.7 our Tamale in the northern region asase 100.3 our Cape Coast in the central region. Facebook live asasepa 107.3 yentie the former president John Dramani Mahama.
All kinds of accusations, including unprintable insults held at the person of the EC chair, have become normal. This is unacceptable. But for students of politics, we can see the strategy behind it. It is an old trick in the book. Vilify the referee and reduce the credibility of the referee in the eyes of the public when you can tell you are losing the match. This creates a platform where, when you lose, to discredit and contest the outcome of the match. And this is the underlying cause for all the whining that is taking place against the Electoral Commission at every step of the electoral process.
The former President John Dramani Mahama flip-flopping 2015 prior to elections, 2016 elections. MPP for raising concern was hey. Munya kana yenyaiti. Mu create unnecessary tension awo mainum. Na then the free Robert Barahemu and Nadia and this for no create that unnecessary tension on the EC. Everything come out, you have 20 lines, 059-415-7777. Miracles, that's all I will have. Number 1 on the ballot, symbolically, breaking the 8 with breaking the 8 mantra, then number 1 on the ballot. Dennis, let me tell you.
You see, NDC4 and some more can need it's because they are always very lazy. And this one we need for. And opa show part in the system, no part in the structures. Naturally, electoral processes, you realize that they are a very lazy group of people, and as a lazy political party. And NDC, one of the weakest political structure you can find in this country. Senior, you were about in the last elections here, there were 38,622 polling stations, and you had to call into the last elections, 2020 elections. 38,622 polling stations. In each of the 38,622 polling stations, MPP, yɛwɔ ɔmo yɛ from polling station executives. Polling station executives no ɔmo yɛ 5. Yɛwɔ polling station chairman, polling station secretary, polling station organizer, polling station youth organizer, and then polling station women organizer. 5. Saa 5 yi ɔmo na ɔmo represent MPP ɛwɔ saa polling station mu. Now in the 2020 elections, EC4 adopted strategy bi. Ɔmo say because of some person yɛto aba na yɛto wie ntɛm na yɛnkɔwura anadwoso mu nti polling stations no ɔmo te polling station ne so ma album numbers ne so ma ne bɛyɛ average about 500 nti polling station bi wɔ hɔ a ebi ɔmo yɛ bɛyɛ mfa ne sɛ 1000 a ɔmo kyɛ mu 2 mi sɛ me polling station me to aba wɔ mu ɛwɔ lata ɔmo kyɛ mu 2 ɔmo yɛ no A and B nti sometimes you see some of the polling station ɔmo say A and B ebi RC primary A RC primary B. I don't know if you've noticed it. Great. In each of these polling stations, MPP or executives. Now, me come chrome latte. Now the baby, me to about me polling station album no me bia. Me to me actually obi o album ni mu. If you obi atim.
Wow.
Obi ani nua ne wo fa se. Why we nua.
Ohu din no a.
Obi na say ni ho. En cry na, e na me ka say problem ni bebre wa akra problem. Problem ni bebre wa akra problem. E mo tete kanto me ni laboni na mo next door ni beze de mu ni mo. Me come chrome. Opa, step outside Accra. Polling stations, no, we all know ourselves. So the polling station executives, MPP, and say, police station executives will be a copy of the album I see the Amayina. Omu di biama NDC. Enti omukra album no mafa. Dennis Abuaje. We teacher Abuaje no we not take Abejele no. Ne atike. Naomi they say until Rajuaba no. Rajuaba they say ne watike. Into here no, we have been able to identify who is dead, who lives in the area, who doesn't live in the area, who is yenimo bi our album nim. Into your concerns ni your problems say no. During exhibition no, ni you raise it with EC. Because that is what the exhibition is meant to do. The exhibition now and say exhibition is there.
Or identify errors via errors. Yeah.
Now who said say album no you to mean errors wom. You benya errors wom because and now me no ka say sebe obi wa album no mu anka why na just obeto by December. Ade be che no we free mu. Nti ye be do 7 December no o clean album no 4 December kra o be do 7 no o benya obi a we free mu. But wo adwuma ne say as a political party no exhibition na kasa ye audit. Because the exhibition gives you an opportunity to identify the errors or the challenges in the album and raise with the electoral commission, which we have done. Now, more very weak party, and you want to transfer more inefficiencies and more incompetence and more weak political party system onto the entire country. Say because Mufi say my dream Mufi said there are anomalies. Now say anomalies now. And branding him say to me about the exhibition by because the law envisages that there could be challenges, there could be errors, and to normal day exhibition by so what you do during exhibition is to identify the anomalies. Now then Emre say police station come some more branch executives say more branch executive be for more album no more shame no more to me we to feel now more come easy correct. Is there any better audit than that?
That means so many evidence we have.
And a KPMG on the fire album no me kuro me me ache me the part baby ofi KPMG. How are they going to do a forensic audit on the police station in my area? Deloitte and Touche. How are they going to do any forensic audit in my area? How are they going to do that? Ekwame no me to say me the police station album ma auditor na obetimi ache say me
to identify.
So what are we talking about? So is there any better independent audit than you, the political party yourself, taking up the responsibility and fixing it? That's what we have done. That's what the MPP has done.
I didn't hear MPP for you did no.
No, because they are lazy. And you see any issue. There were issues, but you're raising with the EC, and we have given it to them, and they are mandated by law to correct it. Now, me ade bakunti a MDC for ni is in talk na me come and to me say, me nkoko NDC for talk am. Ko 2016. Embra na ye because EC no me de bia me come say me nkasa ma EC.
2016. Prior to 2016 elections, we raised the same concern.
Yeah, the same concern. Yeah, concerns also were similar. Electoral processes now, but the same. Apart from that, impono. Me nkasa ma EC me EC to omo ye one organization omo ye me nam for.
Why?
Na EC no omo ye me nam for. Na EC na enimu tetene omo ni. EC no de omo de ye no bi eni omo nsesa ye. EC na ye what 2016 omo mpeni Mahama kasa ye say they are the best institution in this country, no. The same is in any war.
Bibian society.
Is in na ye call demonstration. Omode horse whip. Eshe gabi ochedako. Unimi ye penny bako gabi och. Omode horse whip. Eshe no. Oh, it's the picture no. Iconic picture. Ne bina no shot ariano.
Miami chamai.
Aye, omu born a chimpri.
Wow.
Easy. The same easy. Ye call demonstration in 2016. Emma omu tu abrante bako ni wafeme. He's dead. He died. And this is because someone lucky. Omu call demonstration be ambo. Police in be inform on san komo. Ye cry the same issue when we're raising concerns, so they beat us on top of it. And when we're raising issues, former president Asamoah Gyan Maba Mobiati, Esedun Ketia, the general the friend said the national chairman of the NDC, or say EC has a lot of inherent systems to clean itself. Until we should use those processes that the electoral commission has.
Miracles, maybe some questions that one no symbolically represent Bibiana and no now. Yeah.
Oh, to be very honest with you, me omo believing in numerology and Dr. Mahmoud Bamia isn't. But what we know is that easy identification of your candidate on a ballot paper makes a lot of difference. And there is no doubt, say, number one, no, if there is anything symbolic about it, it is the ease of identification.
Because the time maybe San is a first ballot by mo pick one, second ballot by in an opaque object. Object whom still most of the
me say maka sem go for be biti o come say become be that go. Ye go for your onim, ma make say me cho. First no mo say ye yi Dr. Mahmoud Bamia ye wie omo wie kra, omo ye campaign. Ene omo say omo hihye omo tete omo say hwe. And as we speak now, they don't see their left from their right. And when I tell you we'll beat them, you should be rest assured say we'll beat them. These are the same people omo kacha yen say any message kra de be kwa bonti and then they are struggling. So I just say enti nyankopon wa hihye niam na dada wo de bibia to akwemu dada, and that is why enne kra wo kase yensan kwa ballot for kra still ano the MPP will still pick one, and when they MPP pick one no for ballot paper na de eka nyina ne say nyankopon kacha Ghana fo nyina ne say unyage ballot paper na hwe de oda so na to ma na kofi
simple
and afi na wo kan na me ba cho mba say oto about 2020 udu police station who say the police station nipa gu a hot obi wo ko ja ho a uja boss na obubu
o pentam kra kofi
enya afi na okokan no ma de en into to one o de men ha ho ye o be say wa
en hwedi no kra o de to one
na okokan
me ba cho me ba
o ka say wo kan na ye mistake na end.
Miracles, Jirasu Kakrabi Mame, yeah, activated lines, you know, democratic dispensation. Ubet me, actually, watching, but I need your crime so be the atom or platform was with ye. And ya say, ya bet ya Sasapa 107.3 FM in Ashanti region, and Asase 98.5, 40 and Kawawa, Yama Mo. Nisa Utien and Anime, Asase 99.7 or Tamale, Yamamotoma, Toma in the northern region, Asase 100.3, our Cape Coast in the central region. Facebook Live, Asasepa 107.3, lines on 059 415 7777. Omo Manone, Yahusa Monita, Muti Pa, as I was applying to Amanoni Alfrena, Ebeba Yemfa first caller on the line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Me patron any baby out here in cafe na nyumre.
Na patron you me Awuchi.
Awuchi
Medina.
Right.